Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Les, and I deal with a mental illness. It's kind of hard to say nowadays. I was talking to Phil, and I said, I think sometimes mental illness is the leprosy of our time. Let's push them aside. Let's get them out of the way. We don't want to deal with this. Because of this, I probably spent about half of my adult life being homeless. You know, I tried so hard. I tried so very, very hard to do things right, to get things, to get ahead. And it seemed like that I would kind of get manic and get out of control, and next thing I knew, I couldn't hold a job. And along with that, it's kind of hard to hold housing whenever you can't hold a job. At best, I slept on couches, on the floor, here and there, the front seat of a car. You can find the places where you can. Back in about 94 and 95, I spoke with one of my sisters, and she told me, she said, Les, you know, they have treatments for what you are dealing with. Why don't you please go get some help? And I was so stigmatized by this. You know, that's a huge step to make, to admit to something like that. I was so stigmatized by it that I didn't do anything. I didn't go, didn't get any help. Well, back in 2000, I was down and out again. I was homeless again. And you know, I was thinking, what can I do? And I thought about what my sister told me. And I thought about it, and I reached out, and I got some help. I started on a program, and things weren't perfect at the beginning. You know, the clouds didn't part, the angels didn't sing, and everything's happily ever after. But I was on the path of betterment. One of the first things that I did was I got an apartment and kept it. It was amazing. It just, you know, some of the simple things that I couldn't grasp. It's amazing. If you get your money at the first of the month and give it to this guy in the office downstairs, you got a place to stay. And you keep on doing that, you continue to have a place to stay. And, you know, wow, isn't this amazing? But from this point, I started what I like to call moments of wow. I started becoming involved with a wonderful organization, Step Up on Second. But one of the things that I was doing is as I was progressing along, for the very first time in my life, I felt like I belonged to something. For the first time, I felt like I truly belonged to something. My favorite story is, you've heard of the story of the bubble boy who had the, you know, who's in a big clear bubble and had no immune system. You know, he was just walking around. That's what I felt like all my life. I felt like I was among people, but I couldn't contact them. And that's so frustrating, trying to contact people. And for the first time, that happened. I started getting involved with the community more, taking on moments of leadership. And I was estranged from my family for like 12 years. And I got in touch with them. I had my half-brother, my little bro, come and visit, and things constantly started improving. It went on. I spent the last 2 holidays, December holidays, with my family. 2 years ago, I spent my baby sister's birthday with her. She was born on December 20th. And it was the very first time ever that I spent the birthday with her. And I felt all guilty about it. I told her, you know, I'm so sorry, things, this and that. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. And it's amazing how people are so quick to forgive you. And so it builds on, and I'm running a learning center where people that are dealing with mental illness can learn new skills and enrich their life. And there's hope. I know things have even gotten to the point where I'm involved with things outside of Step Up, outside of the work I'm in. And I can only say that my life has taken on a much more noble purpose. And I'm very, very happy about that. And last month I did something I never thought I could do. A guy who used to sit around hearing voices, seeing things, getting manic and depressed, and not thinking anything worse. Last month, I got married. I still can't believe it. You know, this guy who couldn't keep a place, who's all this, and it's been a gradual growth. And here I am. My wife saw me off this morning, and she said, I wish you well. And all of this is happening to me. You know, it's great seeing it happen for other people, but it's awesome seeing it happen for you. Once again, Phil, thank you for letting me talk. I hope I helped out this morning. Take care.